and I wanted to do painting, so I figured why not paint together? So I'm gonna do a tomato painting today. I was gonna do it for the mini paint challenge, but then life kind of got to me in the last couple weeks, and I've been taking a break, but it's nice to live stream. I'm gonna be leaving next week for the Yukon, so I figured it would be nice to do a little live stream while I'm still home. And I'm just, right now I'm cleaning off my palette, so I figured I would just start the live stream while I'm cleaning off my palette. And if you guys have any questions, you're welcome to put them down in the chat, but I'm just gonna be hanging out here painting. Figured I would face it towards me because my canvas has nothing on it right now. But once I get something on the canvas, then I will show you guys what I'm up to. But I'm just gonna paint some like little tomatoes because just a cute little tomato painting. And it's kind of, I guess, tomato season too, so that's like perfect timing for that. So we're just gonna clean off my palette a little bit here. I have a lot of like paint from my last painting I did. I'm trying to think what I did last for painting. It's been like probably about a week or two since I've painted, so it's been a little while. So that's why I'm like, no, I need to just like step back into it and get painting again. I hope you guys can hear me okay too. I got a new phone, so I'm trying out the speakers for this new phone.
I should try listening.
Yeah, my husband can chime in and listen on his end to see if it sounds okay. And hopefully it sounds okay for you guys.
I might have headphones on.
Perfect. So I've just got some paint here. I've also got my cute little like summer earrings on. I made these ones. I started making earrings a little while back, and so I made these like, they look like the little watermelon candies. I thought they were pretty cute. So I made a bunch of those. I'm glad you guys have been liking the little earrings I've been designing though. Been fun. I feel like the live chat system is a little bit different too. You want to chat in the chat, hun? They're like changing it up slowly. And I haven't done a vertical live stream in a while, especially on YouTube as well. So, hey, how's it going? There we go. The live chat is working out. How is everyone doing today? I'm cleaning off my palette right now, so that's what we're starting out with. This is my this is where I'm gonna store all the extra paint that's on my glass palette right now, just to get things. But I haven't been painting the last couple of weeks because I've been just, I mean, I've been working on my earring designs, so I've been working with a lot of these little polymer clay earrings, which has been like a lot of fun. But yeah, I haven't really painted much. If you're new here, I normally do these mini little paintings. So this is one of the ones that I did last year, actually. It's all dry now, but I love doing like mini little paintings like this. I guess I also do the 6x6 size as well. So I also do kind of like this size as well. That's another little one that I have done. And then, yeah, I've started to make these little earrings as well, so. Well, I guess I actually took out some of my other little earrings too. So I've got these watermelon ones on, and I just made these little pretzel earrings. Look at these little pretzel earrings. I've been having so much fun making all these like little clay earrings. So that's another new design I just like put up on my website too. Oh, and you guys got to see these new ones too. I haven't shown these a lot actually, but I've got these like, I made little smiley face donut earrings. And they've made them for a few people now, and they're so cute. Little donuts. Hey, welcome. Thanks for hanging out with me while I paint. So yeah, I was saying that I'm gonna do some, I think, tomatoes today. I'm gonna do it kind of similar. So like this painting here, I'm doing like just a collage of, or what would you call them? Just like a stack of tomatoes, I guess. So kind of like the peach painting there, except tomatoes. That's what I'm gonna work on. But my palette is so messy. I need to really clean it off. Where is everyone tuning in from? I'm in Canada. I'm on the west coast of Canada, so I'm on Vancouver Island. Is there any other Canadians in the chat? I guess it's still kind of, well, I guess on the east coast people would be done. Oh, right, it's a weekend. What am I talking about? It's a Saturday. See, I'm like so so lost on what day of the week it is right now. The last couple weeks we've had a break and we've kind of taken time off, so I'm like still in vacation mode over here, but I thought it would be nice to do a live stream. And this week I'm heading up to the Yukon and we're going to be hanging out with my friend that's up there. We're gonna go camping and do some fun things this summer. It's nice to go up there in the summer too. It's not as cold. And it's really, really nice up there for like camping. Okay. I've got most of this cleaned off. I didn't realize how messy my palette was. I should have cleaned it before the live stream so I could start painting. That's okay. We can just chat while I clean it off. You know what? Now that I think of it, I think it was actually my watermelon painting that I did last. That's what I did last. I painted probably the biggest painting I've ever painted. Just a bunch of watermelon. Or biggest painting I've done in a very long time. I used to like painting bigger, but once I tried doing all of the mini paintings, I really enjoyed that. Okay. Just need to clean off my whole entire palette. I think I'm just gonna like scoop off all of the paint. I have all of these like bright colors. And then I can probably use some of this paint for the painting today, so I'm gonna save some of this paint. That's the nice thing about oil paints. If you just like leave it on your palette for a few weeks, most of it will still be wet and ready to use. So I should still be able to use a decent amount of this paint, which is nice. Got some yellow on there. Definitely need some yellow for the tomatoes. And we've got a lot of, what did I put out here? I put the red out. And then we will, I just have like a little cloth here that I'm like cleaning my palette knife as I like do other colors as well. And then we'll have to use, I have like a little, I've been using this little palette scraper. So I just bought one of these like little blades for scraping the palette and it's worked out really well. Makes it a little bit easier to scrape it off when you have a little palette scraper. Hopefully the scraping isn't like too obnoxious for you guys. Okay. Okay, I think we've got, this is all of the paint from my palette. Well, I guess this row is like some older, oops, not that one. That one is definitely wet still, but the other ones are dried up. I forgot that I put some blue there. Okay, I'll take my other rag and take it off my finger. I try not to get it on my fingers. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'll put that over there, and I'm just going to use the little scraper, and I'm gonna clean off my palette. Should I, maybe I should turn around the camera so you guys can see what I'm up to. Well, I was trying to turn it the other way. There we go. I am cleaning off my palette here. Or at least we're going to try to clean off as much as we can anyway. Yeah, I haven't cleaned off my palette in a little while, so. It's not bad. It's not as bad as my other palette though. That one I need to really clean off. It got really messy again. This is the one that I use on a regular basis, so I try to keep this one decently clean and try not to let paint stick to it too much. But okay. And then once we have this cleaned off, then I can start mixing some colors, and I can show you guys how I'm mixing colors for the little tomato that I'm doing. Okay. And then what I like to do is I'll normally put a bit of linseed oil on my palette. I have like a little jar of linseed oil here. Cap is stuck a little bit. I'll put a little bit of that on it, and it just helps clean it off a bit. Get this out of the way there. Okay. And I always like keeping a little jar of like this linseed oil beside my palette because I sometimes thin some of my paint with the linseed oil. Most of the time I just use the paint out of the tube though. I find it's got a nice consistency, at least for the brand that I use. No, I haven't shown the sketch that I'm working on yet. I'm like, I'll show that, I guess, after I get my palette cleaned off. It's pretty much clean there. So I will show, I guess I can show first my, over here, I've got tomatoes here. So that's the chat. And those are the tomatoes I'm going to be painting. And then over here is my little setup. So I've just got that, and then some of my paints down here. I'm going to be setting them up on the palette now. But we've got to select which colors we want now on the palette. So I will stop messing around with that too much. And there we go. I'll start putting some colors down now. I haven't decided which ones I'm going to use. I definitely can use a few of the colors that are already on here, like the cadmium red will be good. I'll definitely use that. So we'll put that on the palette. And then I also have a lemon yellow on here already from last week, so I'll put the lemon yellow there. And then I haven't decided what other ones. Well, I have an Indian yellow here, or yeah, it's an Indian yellow, but it kind of looks orange. I'm trying to think what else I want to use. I think I don't have any. I'm gonna have to get some more alizarin crimson. I've got some more here. So I'll squeeze some out of this tube. So this is the type of paint that I like using. I like the Gamblin ones. They're like a professional oil paint, and they don't have any solvents or binders in them. It's just linseed oil and pigment. So they're a very pigmented oil paint. So they're really nice to work with. And that's why I said I don't really need to add a lot of linseed oil because it's already got linseed oil in it. The only one I find that needs a bit of linseed oil is normally titanium white. You can tell this this tube has seen better days. I think I actually have some titanium white on the other one too, because these are the ones I cleaned off the palette, so I don't want to waste any of this paint. So we're just going to take from there. And I also have some warm white still, so I'll do like titanium white and warm white on there. I don't know if I want to use any of these other colors, so. Yeah. Yeah, just going through the whole process of what I do. I wonder if I'll have enough time to finish this today, though, because I definitely want to eat dinner at some point. I'm thinking, okay, what other colors will we need? We'll definitely need, I like to use sap green, so I'm gonna put sap green on there. And we're definitely gonna need a little bit of ultramarine blue as well. And we'll keep the palette pretty basic, I think, for the most part. I have a bit of cerulean blue on my other palette, so I'm not going to grab a tube of that. I'm going to grab the cerulean blue off of here. Some of it's a little dried up, but you don't normally need a lot of it, so just grab a bit of that. And then we can start mixing colors. I'll show you how I mix my colors. So again, this is the reference photo that we're going off of. And might be hard for me to like show both at the same time while I'm like mixing. Let me see. Maybe like that. You can see a bit of both. Okay. See this little jar that I made? Oh, I love it for my little paintbrushes. I made it recently. I love the little mushrooms that I made for it. Wanted to make more like cute little mushrooms and things for the studio. If I move the thing over, there we go. Then you can kind of see at least a little bit of the reference photo there. I'm thinking that for this, we'll start out with the darker colors. I like to start out with alizarin crimson and ultramarine blue. So we'll start out with that and make like a really deep purple for those darker areas. I don't like to use black. I always do like a deep purple instead because I find it just adds more like color to the painting. Just a personal preference. And I will put them in like the corners there. And then I will probably take a little bit more alizarin crimson. I'm kind of just gonna add a little bit to that purple that was just left on the palette from that last color I mixed. Right there. And then I'm gonna start taking the alizarin crimson and I'm gonna add some of the cadmium red to it, just to brighten it up a little bit. And that can be a nice kind of transition color in like some of those darker areas. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cadmium red. I'm going to hold it up here just to see. Yeah, I figured it would be very close to the colors we need. So we'll just use a straight cadmium red as well. And then I would say we got to add a little bit more yellow to some of it. So I'm going to add this like lemon yellow to the cadmium. And we'll kind of get like an orangish kind of color going on. Be a nice bright kind of orangish color. A bit more of that yellow. Oops. A bit of blue in there. Okay. What I like to do is I like to just kind of take it and like hold it up and see if it's kind of close to some of the colors we want. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then we will probably make the lighter colors now. So there's like in there, there's kind of like it's hard to tell when I'm right there in that area there. There's a lot of highlights and stuff, so we'll work on some of those highlights. And I kind of want them that orangish tint, but then to go to almost like, I would say it's titanium white with a bit of blue in it. A bit of this cerulean blue. And that's going to bring us pretty close to the color that we want for that highlight area. That's pretty close, yeah. I'm not trying to match the colors exactly, but decently close. And then we can work on some of the green as well. So I'm just cleaning off my palette so the green doesn't mix with all of these reds and purples that we just mixed. It's nice to clean off your palette in between colors. I'm taking the sap green and I'm just kind of mixing that out. Now that's going to be a really nice dark color, so I am going to take some of that as like our deepest green. And pretty much what I'm going to just do is start adding the lemon yellow to it to get those lighter areas on the stem. Kind of like some of those lighter areas there. This wasn't meant to be a tutorial, but I'm like making it into a tutorial. I don't know what I'm doing over here. This was just supposed to be me having fun, but I have a hard time not teaching you guys because I normally am on here teaching you guys how I do things. It's just fun to talk through my process and show you how I do it. Maybe if it's not like facing my palette, I'll like stop. I will stop trying to teach you guys. There we go. I'll face me instead. And then we can just chat like this instead of me trying to teach you guys all the time. Okay, so we're mixing up some pretty nice colors. Nice green to go for the stem of the tomato. And then actually get more lemon yellow. Love using this paint. A bit more of that. Try to make like a lighter, I guess, lighter green to go with the stem of the tomato. That one's a pretty nice green. That'll be like really nice in those lighter areas, so I think that'll work out. I love mixing green. As you can tell, like green is one of my favorite colors. All over my wall in the background there. Especially like bright green. I'm mixing a more yellow one now because I think it'd be nice to have also a bit more of like a yellowish green as well for some of those like highlight areas. Okay, and then we can start painting. I tried to pick like an easy reference photo to do on this stream. Oh, sorry, that was definitely scrapey. Try to pick an easier reference photo to do as well, so then I didn't do too much paint mixing, because if I pick something with too many colors, then I'm gonna be mixing forever. Tomatoes are a nice one too. The reds and greens together always look really nice. And then I guess I can show you guys my photo. Try to move this closer. There. Is it hard to see? Maybe it's hard to see. So that's my little sketch that I've done. I tried to shine like a little light on it so you could see it better. But that's what we're going for. Tomatoes. I wonder if I can move this in closer. But I guess I'm more exciting right now anyway, so we'll go back to my face. There we go. That's on an angle. And then I can start getting the reference photo. So I'm just taking one of these like gummy erasers and I'm erasing some of the pencil lines just so it doesn't get mixed in with the paint. And I'm gonna do that. Yeah, there we go. And then you can kind of see like the pencil lines are slowly coming off on the eraser. probably paint like the tomatoes first, and then I'll paint the stems after. I think that's my plan. There we go. I think that's enough erasing. And then, so I like to start out with the darker areas first. I think I'll use just a flat brush to do that. I really like using the flat brushes. I tend to do most of my paintings with like just these little flat brushes. I bought these ones a while back. I've been enjoying this brand here. I guess it's going to be backwards, but they're Seneca brushes, and it's the 0 flat one that I'm using. And I'm just going to open my linseed oil as well so I can use that when I need it. And we can begin. Out with, like I said, I think the purple would be nice to start out with. So I'm just going to start out with purple. And slowly work it to the red. I hope everyone is having a good day or night. It's almost evening over here, so I'm trying to plan out what I'm gonna do for dinner tonight. Just thinking about making a sweet potato soup. It's one that I make a lot. I feel like I gravitate towards that soup a lot because it's just like so delicious and easy to make. It's a Moroccan sweet potato lentil soup. So I think I'll make that for dinner tonight. As I lay the colors in, I will try to figure out how I can move this over here so then you guys can see me working. Try to move this here and moving it around. Move it down a bit too. Trying to get you guys in a better position so you can see as I'm working. Normally I have it like on the other side, like angled. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be better if it's like on the other side angled. Let me set you up here temporarily while I'm just gonna move this over so then you can actually see from this side. This is not gonna work. It's okay, we're learning what angles are good for the live stream. Doing it together. Test one for the live stream. Okay, I'll get my camera set back up over here. I didn't want to have it all flopping around while you guys were on there. There we go. Put it back over here. I tried to make it face over there, but that didn't work. So you can just come back over here with me. Okay. And then we can just chat while I am painting, and I will show you my painting as I progress in it a little bit more. Right now I'm just like adding in kind of like the base colors anyway, so there's nothing too exciting going on. And then once we get those down, there we go. As soon as I get like the first couple tomatoes in, then I can show you guys how it's going. Trying to get colors blended a little bit more. There we go. There we go, that's a bit closer to what I was going for. I gotta grab my other brush though and get like a lighter color with this brush, and then I can go into some of the other areas of this. Yeah. blending in some of these areas. And I can show you guys what I'm up to. That tomato's looking a little bit better now. Okay, now I have the little highlight that I'll show you. I'm gonna add the highlight with like one of these smaller brushes. And the highlight is kind of like a bluish white that I'm going to be using. There. That's the first tomato down. There we go. Here. I will turn and show you guys the first little section of it anyway. There we go. I'm gonna take this off of the tripod because I feel like the angle from over here shows it a little bit better. There we go. And you can see what I'm up to. So that's what the reference photo is. So we've kind of just got this started there and then a little bit in here. I gotta add the highlight in this darker section right now. I tried to add a bit of a light over here, but it's not doing a very good job right now for that section. But yeah, that's what we're working on. We will. There we go. And then I'm thinking I will start on I'm also trying to like at least film it over here so then you guys can see the whole process later on. I'm adding that highlight in that corner section now. There we go. It's a little bit better. And then just looking at the reference photos, see if I want to change anything. I wonder if there's a way that I can like make the lighting better. 1 second. Let me see if I can adjust things over here. So the lighting is better. And then I can face the camera towards here if I adjust the lighting a bit. I think the big bright light that I had there before wasn't working out very well. So if I adjust that, zoom in a little bit, maybe that'll work, and then you can see me working a bit more. It's a bit dark, but let me move the light out of the way. There we go. That's a little bit better. I don't know. Arvin, can you look and see what it looks like on stream, if it's okay with the lighting?
Yeah, that's fine. You can get up here and look at it yourself, you know. That's fine.
Does it look it's probably similar to what I'm seeing on my screen, hopefully.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm just changing it so then
There's an
they
enhance button. I don't know what that does.
enhance. What do you mean?
As a viewer, there's this button that says enhance. And I'm like, what am I enhancing?
It makes it like kind of hard to paint though because it's dark.
Then don't click it.
No.
Oh, I see. It made it blurrier. No, it made it sharper. I'm clicking it made it blurrier for me. So as a viewer, I get to control that, so that's fine. Yeah, sorry, I was just.
But it looks okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just dark for me as the painter. Normally I paint with brighter lights so I can see better, but this is okay. As I've got two, look at this, I've got like two phones in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, you're used to that. You were doing time lapse. You had a bigger phone, bigger thing in front of you for the other live stream setup. So this one, do you need like a power cord or something running to your one of your phones, both of your phones?
No, I'm just hoping they don't die.
That sounds like planning for failure.
Well, I'm not going to stream that long.
Oh.
That was not the plan.
So you do have an extension cord right here.
At 5 o'clock is when we want to make dinner, so.
Well, I need to keep writing then.
Yeah, you keep writing. Well,
You interrupted the process.
I interrupted. You guys can see it hopefully a little bit. Really debating on bringing the other light a little bit closer. So then there's a bit more light. Okay, let me grab the other light. So hopefully, I think it's just getting darker outside. Whole other light coming over. I guess you guys can't see that, but I'm bringing a whole other light over, so I'm hoping that this will brighten things up a little bit more. Let me try to plug it in. Hoping if I like bring this light over and then we put this one back over here, that it'll kind of take away those shadows we were seeing before. And then we'll have way more lighting. There. That should be a little brighter. I hope that's okay for lighting. Ooh, okay. Now I've got like 2 tripods all around me sticking out, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Okay. Got Gonna add a little bit of that darker color in the shadow too. We can always come back and add a bit more of that later on. That's kind of the general color that we're going for in these areas. And I'm just going to put the base colors in this area here, and then we'll go back in with those highlights after as well. Right now it's going to look a little weird along the white background, but it'll look better as we cover it up too. And the highlights aren't super bright here, so I'm gonna kind of just add them on top for the most part. I'm gonna add like space for a few of the highlights. Most of them we should be able to add right on top of the red, so we'll go back in and add a bit more highlights at the end. Try not to cover up those green sections either, because I do want to have those nice and bright when we do them. I don't want to have to paint over the red. They're slightly darker. Kind of red over on this section here. I'm just kind of picking out where the highlights and kind of those darker areas are. So we're finding the values first within the tomato. And that's what I always kind of start off by doing, is figuring out where the values are, which is just the light and darks in the image. We're applying the color in those light and dark areas. And then once we get kind of that bit of paint on, we can go back in and we can like darken certain sections or lighten certain sections if they're not dark or light enough. That's why some oil painters like to come back after it's dry and add a little bit extra. I like to paint it all in one go if I can, though. There's something nice about just doing it all in one go and trying to just make it work. Like most of my paintings. And then I can like move on to my next idea a little bit quicker if I just don't fool around with those like tiny details too much. You just want to get the general idea. Like unless you're going for something that's like crazy hyper realistic. I enjoy being able to see like my brush strokes and the painting itself. Okay, kind of got that first tomato kind of going there. Grabbing a little bit of the darker purple and adding it to the edge of the tomato. I feel like it just needs to be a little bit darker in that section. And then I can go in with some of the like orange afterwards as well. But you can kind of see that this is slowly becoming a tomato. Tap off a bit of the paint there. Trying to still leave room for those stems still in the corners. And then we'll work on this tomato over here. I've already got this kind of brighter red color, so I'll put that there. And then I'm going to slowly fade this into the deeper red color. How long do these works usually take you? They normally take me, I mean, I've been mixing paint and just started probably like 30 minutes ago, 30, 40 minutes ago is when I started mixing paint. So, and then the painting process for something like this, here. This is one of my other ones that I did. These are like little peaches. This probably took like 3 or 4 hours of painting. Try not to get the glare into it. And I'm kind of going for the same thing here, except I'm doing tomatoes for this one. So it'll probably take about the same, 3 to 4 hours to do. It depends on how focused I am though with the painting. tend to get distracted a lot and take breaks in between, so a lot of the time I can't just do it in like one sitting. I'll have to get back to it later on if I don't finish it in one sitting. Do you think it's doable to paint realistic painting with only the primary colors, or is that just unnecessary? I would say you definitely can. I mean, here, I'll show you my palette that I've got right now. So I just put, these are the colors that I used for mixing. So the colors up here, that one's like a deep red, it's alizarin crimson. That one is cadmium red. I didn't actually use the Indian yellow. So we've got that one, which is like a lemon yellow. The, I guess, only non-primary color is I already have like a pre-mixed green, but I guess you could mix a sap green. Sap green is like made out of, what is it? It's a mix of, I think it's, is it phthalo blue and Indian yellow? So you definitely could mix it out of some of the primary colors, but then that one is ultramarine blue, and then I've got a cerulean blue as well. I just really love the hues of those colors. But it's pretty much a primary palette for the most part, other than the green that I've got there. And I guess you might not want to use like Indian yellow because it's more on like the orange side, which is a secondary color. But you definitely could do a painting with just the primary colors if you have a few types of primaries. So like it's really hard to get like a bright red, obviously, if you don't just have like a bright red. So there's different types of like primary palettes. So specifically like that one would be considered like cyan, which is like cyan blue, like the CMYK palettes that you would have on like, you know, like the printers on like your computer use CMYA palettes, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So it depends, but yeah, you definitely could do it with just the primaries, but I enjoy using a bunch of different colors depending on which painting I'm doing. Sap green is definitely one of the non-primaries that I like using. I don't know. I guess it's like, yeah. What other color do I enjoy using? I do really enjoy using the these ones too, the quinacridone magenta and quinacridone red, which the quinacridone red would be, yeah, it's kind of like the alizarin crimson, and then the magenta is more on kind of the CMYK palette, so the cyan, magenta, and yellow palette. But red, yellow, blue is like the typical palette that a lot of painters and people use, but I think a lot more artists are using the cerulean blue and the magenta in their paintings because they're just more accessible, the colors now. We're actually very lucky to have so many different pigments that you can buy. But what I look for a lot of the time when I am looking for colors is if you look on the back for the pigments and what's in them. So this one is alizarin crimson. Try to find ones that don't have a ton of like things combined. So like this is just one pigment. So these little, I'm trying not to, there we go. That little pigment cue right there that those numbers and letters are just one pigment. So it's just that with linseed oil, and that's all that alizarin crimson is. So when you're looking at those things, it's nice as far as that goes. And so what I was saying, the sap green is like a mix of a bunch of colors here. So it's got the phthalo blue, Indian yellow, and then it's got a few other pigment hues. So it's harder to mix with colors like this because you're not going to get kind of the the right color. It's harder for beginners to mix colors like this without them turning out really muddy a lot of the time. So it's best to stick to the ones that are like single pigment ones. So I was saying ultramarine blue is another one that's really popular. That would be like your base palette. Mona, my cat is trying to jump on my paint palette. So I guess like the primary palette here would be probably, I would use like the cadmium yellow. That would be like your primary palette. That's pretty much what I'm using for this. I'm just also adding in this one here because it's a brighter red. So that's what I like to use for my primary palette a lot of the time. And then, yeah, you can throw in a cerulean blue if you really want like something super bright. But those colors tend to work. You don't really need much else. You definitely could do a painting on just with that like primary palette there. I don't mind it. But then also some artists like to use a bunch of pre-mixed colors, which that's fine too. I've definitely done some paintings with like pre-mixed colors, which is kind of fun. But I feel like color mixing is like one of my favorite parts of painting. And I spend a lot of time like pre-mixing my colors because I just really enjoy the process of like matching colors and just mixing them slowly. So it depends on if you enjoy doing it or not. So I think that's why some artists buy like pre-mixed paints. I'm getting like cat hair in there. Yeah, I feel like it's just relaxing to sit back and like mix colors. I could just mix colors. It could be like a whole live stream where I just like mix and match colors. I always enjoy those artists that they do like the short videos of them just like matching to like a paint swatch. I should make some of those because I really enjoy doing stuff like that, just like picking a random paint swatch and trying to match the color. And you'd be surprised like how many colors are in some of the paint swatches. Like that was something I really enjoyed as a kid, was going to like the paint store and watching them like add in all of the different pigments of paint. And I've watched my dad mix paint too. He paints cars, so I guess the artist thing runs in the family and the mixing paint thing runs in the family because my dad actually mixes paint for a living. So I can see why I enjoy it. Watch those shorts too. I know, they're so addicting to watch. There's so many like cool ones, or the ones where they have like just like a plain piece of paper like this and they like put it on like a little stand and then they go out in nature and they like try to like match the colors to the background. I think those shorts are really cool. I'm like, I gotta try that sometime. Just like go out to the beach or something, or like pick a landscape and just try to like match the colors so then the paper blends into the background. I always think those are really cool. Some people make whole channels off of that too. I love that. Just color matching. I'm over here painting tomatoes when I could just be color matching. I'm gonna add some darker colors to that one. I feel like this needs to be a little darker. This will look so much cooler when I have like all the like little green stems in there. Actually debating on taking out this green stem here. I don't know if I like it that much. I'd honestly watch artists paint anything. Yeah, I agree. I would watch artists paint anything. Doesn't really matter what they're painting. It's just like cool to watch other artists like just like in the zone, like enjoying what they're doing. So I agree with that. Yeah, I'm just gonna like see, this is the nice thing about being an artist too. I'm just like, I don't like that stem. I'm just gonna take that out even though the reference photo definitely has a stem. Take out that whole section because I don't like it. It visually doesn't look very good, so I'll just take that out. There we go. See? Take out that whole stem. I think that's one thing that I really enjoyed as a kid when I was like learning how to paint. I was like, oh, I can just do it the way I want. I don't have to like follow reference photos. I can just make it up as I go. And I'm gonna grab some more of that dark paint. This is just purple paint. Look, see, I got like cat hairs in here. And little kitties. I'm gonna add kind of like a darker paint in here to make it look like this is like a shadow area as well. So I'm kind of hoping that goes well. And I will go in with this other color. I have to go in with my little blending tool later. The edges of the tomato are a little too sharp. Like drawing grayscale. Oh yeah, I used to do that a lot. I started out as just like I really loved sketching. And then I moved into pen art later on. But yeah, I really love drawing like grayscale things too. I was never very good at it either, and I still probably need to work on it quite a bit. But I think it just takes a lot of practice to get really good at sketching. There's a lot of like little blending tools and stuff that you need to like learn how to use, and different erasers and stuff depending on like what you're trying to achieve. But it's so fun to sketch, like just bringing out a sketchbook, and it's like one of the easier things to get into because you don't really need as many supplies as like for painting, right? I think that's why a lot of people start out with sketching too. It's one of the easier things to get into. Tried grayscale digital Art challenge, use random color palette. Oh, those ones are so cool. I've seen some artists do some really neat things with that where they like grayscale it and then you try to like use, you know, the colors to match it, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But they all end up looking pretty cool. Like I've seen some really cool ones. I follow a few artists on Instagram that have done that challenge and I'm like, that's so cool. I don't do a lot of digital art. Like I'll use Photoshop to like edit some of my photos sometimes, or like take my reference photos and, you know, edit them a bit before I start painting, but I haven't really spent much time using my drawing tablet. I've been just using it, like I said, for Photoshop for like my reference photos, but that would be something I'd like to learn more someday, is how to use my drawing tablet to actually like do some cool like drawings or little digital pieces. Even though like digital graphics would be cute for like my website and stuff. Digital art is also really cool too, because it's like another like more accessible thing as well. More people can get into digital art because you don't have to buy a bunch of physical supplies. And you can get like cool like digital brushes and stuff, which I think is really neat. There we go. There we go. Trying to get that one in there. Yeah, I think there's like some really neat ones that I've seen, the digital brushes. And you can like learn how to make your own too, which I think is really cool. I'm like, you make your own like preset brushes and stuff. So I'm like, that would be cool to like play around with and like learn how to make your own like brushes and stuff. Ugh, there's so many art mediums and it's so hard to like choose which ones, you know? I feel like I'm all like over the place with the different types of mediums. I've tried to stick to oil painting like the last couple of years because I'm like, I want to get like really good at one medium just so I can say that I've actually like done something for a while. But as I learn more about oil painting, I'm like, wow, I can learn even more about this. So that's why I've like focused on oil painting, but I started picking up like the polymer clay art, which is kind of fun. I like sculpting things. I feel like sculpting is, I don't know, there's something about having like something like physical that you can sculpt though, right? Like I started sculpting these like little earrings. And I'm like, why don't I make my favorite food into like little earrings out of polymer clay? And they're like so fun. I put like little little pieces of like craft sand on it, and it looks like it has little salt pieces. I gotta make all of my favorite foods now with this clay because it's a lot of fun to play with. But that's just been, I guess, like a little side project. I've always got these like little side projects going on. I know, I was actually surprised how like realistic like the little salt around it turned out. I was not expecting that. I'm like, you'd buy it. I know. I actually on my Instagram I posted about them and I immediately like got people wanting me to make them. I was like, oh. So I did put them on my website. How does one maintain all those side projects? I know, I don't know. I don't. I just kind of jump from one thing to the other. I mean, right now I'm trying to stick to the oil painting and polymer clay. So at least I have like two. So if like I don't want to oil paint one day, then I'm like, okay, I'll make something like with polymer clay. And then I have it's like a backup medium, you know? Just so I never, because sometimes you get kind of that like, I don't really feel like painting today, but you want to like create something still, and you might just want to like use something else. So it's like, oh, when I don't feel like painting, I can go and at least do some polymer clay and enjoy that. That's initially what I turned it into, but I've really enjoyed it a lot, and I just keep making more and more pieces. So now they're like, actually, there's like a whole section on my website now with like little earrings because I've been just making so many of them. And I feel like the earrings are just, they're so fun too. And it's nice because like oil paintings, I feel like selling oil paintings is like really hard because the supplies are so expensive for oil paintings. And it's hard to find people to buy like just a painting, but when they're like cute little earrings, I feel like you can never have enough earrings, you know? I have so many like little earrings upstairs. Well, that's coming along at least. I realize my belly's gurgling and I probably should do dinner soon. I've been like trying to stay on a routine lately. I might have to do more of these like live streams when I'm heading to the Yukon to visit one of my friends that's up there for the month of August. So I'm leaving this coming week. I'm like, I gotta pack this week and get ready. But I think I'll bring my painting stuff and do some paintings because she's gonna be working during the day. So I'm like, maybe I will paint and finish some of my little painting projects that I've been meaning to do while I'm up there. I'll bring like my little travel easel with me. Maybe I'll finish up this tomato and then I will have dinner. Or make dinner anyway. I haven't made dinner yet. I was thinking about making soup tonight, like I was saying. I don't know if I'll have a ton of time to make soup though. At least the lentil soup only takes like 40 minutes to make. Not too bad. once we get all this like white covered up, that's like I think my favorite part is once all the white gets covered up, then it starts to look a little better. I have the same thought process now and in the zone, and let's finish this test and then we'll eat exactly. But that happens. I feel like I get into my work sometimes and then I forget to like, eat and drink water, take care of myself. That's why I took a break for a bit because I was like, I need to like take care of my health and leave sometimes and spend time with friends and stuff. I've been like so in my studio lately, just like grinding away and doing all my art stuff that I was kind of like neglecting other parts of my life. So it's like hard to find that balance sometimes of like, taking care of like friendships and your body and like fueling yourself properly, but also like that artistic side that is like really, really hard to ignore, right? So that was my plan the last couple weeks. Was to try to take care of my body more, which has been nice. I've been going to the gym again and cooking a lot of meals from scratch. So I need to like get back into painting, but like do it in like a healthy way. So I'm still like setting like more time boundaries so then I have time to cook. It's all about that balance. These are gonna look so cute. Little tomatoes. Maybe I'll like finish this painting. I don't know if I'll finish it later. I don't know yet. Or if I'll finish it tomorrow. But at least we started. At least I started something today. That's coming along slowly. It's getting there. I can add some of the, I'm just gonna add a little bit of the orange here. Okay. I think that's pretty good for today. Got like the start of that going. Oh, I'm dropping paintbrushes on the floor. There we go. Okay. I will maybe come back on later, but if not, I will do some of this tomorrow. I know the highlights are like my favorite. I'm trying to save the highlights until last, but it's so hard. I started adding a highlight over here already, but like, highlights are the best. Like these highlights are gonna be so fun to put in like all around this one because that's like the most, well, this one has a lot of highlights around the center too. It'll be so fun. But yeah, I'm gonna like go and eat some dinner now, I guess. So I will, thanks for hanging out with me. while I paint this cute little tomatoes. So thank you, thank you. You and your cat, yeah, exactly. They're bugging me to eat right now, actually. Hey, Mona. Hi. Yeah, she's like staring at me. She's like, yeah, I think we need to go eat now. But I'll hopefully finish this tomorrow. If not, I'll definitely post a short if I finish it off of the stream, but maybe I should finish it on stream tomorrow if I have a chance. Hi, Mona. You want to say hi, Mona? This is my cat. She is... There's Mona. Hi, Mona. Say hi to everyone on stream. Oh, she's purring now. Yeah, she's so cute. I love like little tuxedo cats. She's also got the cutest little mustache. Her other cat is black and white too, but she's like long hair. Oh, she's kind of like laying there on the ground. It's hard to see her. Let me see if I can move this. And probably. There, she's over there. And then we've got this one. She's our little long-haired cat. She's cute. I know. I love her little face and her cute little mustache. Mona, you're literally the cutest. I know. I love our cats. We also have a dog too, but he's napping. Oh, he's so cute over there. Hi, Kit Kat. I love you. This one is just so cute. Yeah, we have a dog as well. His name's Toby. And he's passed out over there, honestly. Like, oh my gosh. Mona. Oh, you're so cute, though. She's on my lap now. Hi, Mona. Our dog is over there. Can you guys see him? He's just laying half on his bed, half off of his bed. Oh, hi, Kit Kat. It's like an animal stream now. Hi, Kit Kat. Just look at Mona. So cute. I'm sorry, my lap is full, Kit Kat. I know. Oh, don't step over there, Kit Kat. Not too close, Kit Kat. Kit Kat. Okay, I will go feed them now. Because they're like asking for food. This is why she's here. She's like, I want you to feed me now. Okay. I hope you guys all have a good night, and I will see you when I am live again.